Hi everyone, it's Nina Carr, and I want to welcome you to my bi-weekly newsletter. And today I'm going to share with you a few of my top tips on how to overcome depression. So if you've been following me on social media, or maybe you don't know, I suffer from depression and anxiety, and it was very bad 3 years ago, to the point where I felt resentful, bitter, lazy, no energy, and I took care of everyone else in my household, being a busy mom of five and married, and I always placed myself last. And something needed to change because my marriage and my family was hurting because of me and how I felt. I had let so many things manifest and build up inside that on the outside I was crumbling. I lacked energy, didn't like going to the park with my kids. I would rather go upstairs and lock myself in my room and sleep than spend time with my family. Something needed to change. So my first tip for you is pray. Now, I know some of you may not be a person who is, of faith, who's a Christian, and that's okay. But I am talking to those of you who are of faith, who are Christians. And I'm going to share with you right now, that was the first thing I did, was I prayed. I humbled myself before God, and I asked Him to give me guidance, to give me clarity, and to fill me back up with hope again, because I felt hopeless. And many of you know how God works. You don't just pray and snap your fingers and boom, everything comes together the way you've hoped. It took time. It took a lot of prayer, and it took time. But God will never leave us, and God will be there for us in our time of need. So I promise you He will be there for you. So number one is pray. Number two is fitness. I incorporated fitness back into my life. Because I had what I call the Cinderella syndrome, where me being a stay-at-home mom, I made sure I took care of everyone else, put everyone's needs before my own, made sure the house was clean, the kids were taken care of, I did all my mommy duties, I did all my wifely duties, but I lost myself in the process. I put my needs last. I sacrificed myself and my happiness to make sure everyone else was happy. So fitness was the outlet I used to reclaim my life again. So exercise, whether that is getting your booty up off the couch and going for a walk for 20 minutes, going for a run, going to a gym, finding an online fitness coach such as myself. Get moving. I promise you that if you're consistent with that and doing that, even if it's just 3 times a week to start, it changes your whole attitude. Those endorphins kick in, and after a workout, again, whether that's walking, running, the gym, whatever that may be, you feel so good. Your attitude changes. You're positive. You've released the negativity. You've brushed it off your shoulders, and you just feel so good. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to talk to someone. Now, yes, I asked you for tip number 1 to pray, but you also have to seek help. So whether that's seeing a therapist, a professional, going to your pastor at church, talking not to your significant other, but you could, but talking to someone who is going to be non-biased, who's not going to judge you, and who just wants to sit and actively listen to you. You have to talk to someone. The past couple weeks, I had a really rough time with my depression. I fell into my depression again and just my own personal issues. But I was so thankful and felt so blessed that I was able to talk to my mother-in-law, who just listened. She didn't judge. She sat there and she listened. And by her actively listening, I was able to release everything that was bottled up and pent up inside. I cried, we laughed, and it felt so good afterwards to let it out. So you have to be able to find someone who can actively listen to you so you can bless and release. And I promise you, when you are able to do that and bless and release, you will feel so good, you will feel so empowered, you will feel much more positive and happy. So these are a few of my top tips on how I'm personally overcoming my depression. I hope that you can share this video with someone you might know who may be suffering from depression and can use some guidance. Remember, this is from my perspective and I'm not a professional therapist, but I do hope it's helped you in some way. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out my next video coming soon on how to organize your life so that you are able to balance life, family, kids, and your dream job. Talk to you soon.